Welcome to the Shift podcast, where midlife, medicine, and mindset meet. We're breaking the silence around women's health and simplifying the path to feeling strong, clear, and better than ever. Hosted by me, Heidi Swapp, with insights from Dr. Vohn Watts and stories from real women, the Shift podcast is here to challenge the narrative, empower you with information, and create a new vision for your next chapter. Hey there, welcome back to the Shift podcast. And I just want you just keep going. We have, you guys, we're here at the Shift podcast. Today we are going to introduce a little series, and I'm going to call it a solution series, because sometimes you just need to cut through all the crap, and you just need like some ideas, right? So that you can function. We'll call this functional solutions for you. So I'm here. I'm Heidi Swapp. I'm here with Dr. Vohn Watts, and we have invited Chelsie, who is just casually mixing a little protein drink, because what we're doing today actually is that we are going to talk about snacks. Now, here's the thing. When you have a personal trainer or you're like, okay, I'm hiring somebody to help me lose weight. They're going to say no snacks. And they're going to say no grazing, and they're going to say, okay, let's start a food journal. And immediately I'm like, oh, great, I have to lie starting now to this person that I've just hired to help train me, because I can't. No, I refuse to tell anybody what food I'm eating, because it's bad. Mostly, it's definitely 19% bad.
It's true. Like every client, I swear, every check-in, it's like all of the confessions come out. And it's like either about working out or food every time.
Which says something, though. What it says is,
shame.
I know I shouldn't be eating this, but I'm eating this. And there's a number of reasons for that, too. It's not just that. Some of it is, hey, you know what? Honestly, the food that's not as good for you is cheaper. And then also there's addiction to sugar.
Faster.
Or addiction to sugar. Sugar hits the same neurotransmitters as heroin and cocaine. And in some studies, I've heard some scientists talk about how it's actually more addictive than heroin or cocaine. And so some of it is we've just been so carb inundated that we haven't addition sugar. And what happens when you eat the sugar? This will be the prep
is you
for
feel
why.
Happy.
Well, but this will be the prep for why these snacks are important, right? When you eat sugar, everybody has ever heard of Candida or Candida cleanse? It's like, Candida's not bad. Candida overgrowth is bad. We all have Candida. We need Candida. What Candida does
is in our gut, right?
What it does is it helps to gobble up sugar to help us to maintain. When we eat too much sugar, it helps us to regulate our blood sugar levels. So it'll help to gobble some of that sugar up. But then when all of our meals are just sugar, carbs, then that colony of Candida starts to grow, and then you get Candida overgrowth. And then what does that Candida want? It wants sugar, and it actually makes you crave sugar.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and so some of these,
are a wild bunch.
Yeah.
Well, some of these are loud. Some of these are honestly almost like involuntary. You think, oh, why do I always I know I should grab this, but I always grab this. Some of that is because you have an addiction to sugar because of Candida overgrowth, which you can fix. But today we're trying to talk about healthy snacks that taste good.
Yeah.
And there is a big difference between sugar and sugar from fruit. And I'm going to tell you one study so people understand this, because I've heard people, it's got fructose and it's got sugar in it.
Don't you love it when it goes into that voice?
Well, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, stop, guys, stop. Because it's like nobody can ever eat anything. Everything is bad. I'm like, that's why we got to go to the good, better, best, right? Because I can at least get you eating healthier. Even if it's not perfect, it's still way better, and you're going to see physiological changes. They did a study with blueberries, and because a lot of people, it's because of the fiber, right? That's why your body processes. Not true. And they did this study with blueberries and with sugar. And they put table sugar in water, and they drank the water, and they watched the blood sugar spike. And then we watched, and here's your baseline, and then it crashed below baseline, right? And it took a while to kind of come back up. So then they did blueberries, and they spiked. And then as it came, and here's your baseline, as it come down, it stopped and never went below the baseline and then leveled out. So you never crash. So they think, well, is it the fiber in the blueberries or what is it? So then they took the blueberries and they just took blueberry juice and put it in the water. Exact same thing, spike, and then it came down. It never went below baseline and then leveled out. Then they took the same thing and they put blueberries in water again and then put table sugar in that. Same effect. Up, come down. It did not crash below baseline. It came down and then leveled off. So there's a lot more things that are in there. It's not just, fiber and sugar, that's the fructose. That's just being like super elementary. I mean, you look at blueberries, you have a resveratrol. You have all these other enzymes and cofactors that are in there. So when you eat sugar from real food, your body processes it different than something that's ultra processed, that's like highly refined. It's like just straight sugar with nothing else in it or in something, so your body processes it very different. So you can still get these sugar to try to appease some of these sugar cravings, reach for fruits. And then, so let's go into the snacks. What kind of awesome snacks
and I
do you
think
have?
that sometimes like it's hard for me to sit down and get a meal. And so I like small meals. Some people say that small meals are better across an amount of time. But I think that I love knowing like some ideas of just some things that I can grab that are really easy to prepare that gives me some nutrition and holds me over, but I don't have to feel bad about it. And I just don't like being told I can't snack, because if you tell me I can't snack, then all I want to do is snack. Mm-hmm. So what I asked Chelsie to do today is to come and tell us some of her favorite little like snack hacks or snack ideas that still are going to give us some protein, that are going to not maybe spike our blood sugar crazy. And so she showed up, and the very first thing she did was like say, okay, I'm gonna have this protein shake. So it's a great snack, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Anyway, so I'm just gonna kind of let Chelsie run with this because she's the master of healthy snacks.
I just really like food. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Lots of food.
We love that.
So, if you were to, if you're not going to be able to get your breakfast, lunch, and dinner in, like maybe it's a busy day, you're going to be traveling, things like that, I would say you obviously want to look for things that are going to be less processed. If you flip it over and there's like more ingredients than, you even have time to like sit down and want to read, the ADDs, then that's probably not the best choice. But if I am on the go, I am going to grab like some tuna packets. I'm going to grab like some chomp sticks or a cleaner choice of jerky stick. So again, look for added sugars in your jerky. A lot of jerkies have added sugars and added extras. Like chopping up fruits and veggies, just having those with you on the go is super good. Protein bars, there's a plethora of protein bars. Same thing, flip it over. If there's a ton of ingredients, let's just try to avoid that one and get something that has less ingredients, and look for cleaner sweeteners. And we've talked about those before. But I think the biggest thing that people need to realize is that there is good, better, best. We talk about it. We've talked about it in other episodes. And so whatever you're going to reach for that's going to create consistency in your life and it's going to be a healthier option is going to be the best option. And so if you have the time to chop up the fruits and veggies, like go to the gas station, they typically have like carrot sticks and celery sticks and things like on the go that you can take, hard-boiled eggs on the go that you can take, pickles on the go that you can take.
I'm not going to lie. The hard-boiled egg one at the gas station, I've seen those and it's crossed my mind so many times because everything in the gas station sucks. Let's be honest. It's just horrible.
Right.
So you're in that
Maverick. I mean, come on.
So you're in that middle little section, cold section, trying to see, is there anything in here that's actually good? And I see the egg and I'm like,
they're not
I
bad.
look at it and I'm it just reminds me of gas station sushi.
I was just going to say that. Just stay away from the sushi. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah. Even when I was traveling last weekend, that's what Emery wanted. She's like, do they have hard-boiled eggs? And so we'll go over and we like chop them up and put salt and pepper on them. And just, there's even typically it's not the best, but you can do the little mayo packets and you can make it like an egg salad if you wanted to, right there in the gas station. So, I would say,
Come on, Vohn. You do a lot of driving, so.
A hard pass.
yeah.
Just kidding.
So,
No, I'm kidding.
but yeah, I think we make a lot of excuses for ourselves, but if once you learn a couple little things that are easy on the go, you can find them.
So let's do that, because that's what most people, when they're on the go, they stop at the gas station, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like most people.
Yep.
So food-wise, obviously you can get those, like you said, the beef sticks, those whole grass-fed, they have a lot of gas stations have that now. Obviously hard-boiled egg. What else? Think of like your Maverick or your regular.
Yeah, the protein bar section, like the One Bars, the Bear Bells, they have the Built Bars. I mean, there are cleaner options that you can typically find at every gas station. The Fairlife drinks, there's always typically some protein drinks. We're starting to see a lot more of the protein caffeinated drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Controversial, but it's fine.
She hates that.
Yeah. So Spilt is the caffeine protein right now. But it's a better option than grabbing your Mountain Dew or,
it's still better than grabbing like a
Yeah.
soda. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's sometimes going to be like little cut up fruit too.
Yeah. A lot of times yogurt cups, you'll find the Chobani cups.
No, I've seen like the ones where they have like the grapes with the cube cheese.
Yeah. And cheese.
I've seen those. Like I'll grab those. I love cheese, and so I'm like, you get the little bit of that sweet. So
Yep.
at least it's the healthier option, but there are some healthy options. There are a handful.
Yeah. And you can always find them if you look for them. Like literally everything, kind of like in life, what you look for, you find, So there are options out there.
I think snacking is not a bad thing.
No,
me,
it's
I've changed the way I eat to where I don't eat 3 meals a day every day. I eat if I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And if I'm not like super hungry, then I just snack. And so then I've found, okay, well, I don't want to be snacking on junk food. So then what I've done is like that salsa we talked about, make some homemade salsa so it's in the fridge. So I can just pull it out and, snack on that. Or we'll get this, what I'll do is I'll get like garbanzo beans, black beans, kidney beans, corn, and mix it all up, throw in some like cilantro and some vinegar, and it's set in the fridge.
Cowboy caviar.
Yeah, is that what it is? So that, but I mean, when we would mix up a few of those and they stay in the fridge, so if someone wants somebody to snack, they can just go in the fridge and grab whole food snack that still tastes really good.
Yep.
Because if it's not made up, you're not going to go grab it. You're going to go into the pantry looking for, Mom bought some crappy food somewhere.
Yeah,
Let's order those cookies and chips or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so
today I kind of did more of a snack before I just didn't have time. So I pulled out my rice cakes. I did a can of chicken just on top of the rice cake, and then I put salsa on top. And that's literally what I had for lunch today.
that actually sounds good.
A can of salsa or a can of chicken, it was 42 grams of protein right there. So there are ways.
The canned chicken is kind of a hack.
Yeah, it really is, like having that on hand. And I would say
well, and you mentioned little teeny rice cakes. So like if you're going to do maybe some dipping or whatever, those rice cakes could be an option.
the little rice cake chip type things. And they come in sweet and different flavors. But you talked about dip. If you will blend up some cottage cheese and just put a ranch packet in it, now you have a ranch dip that has protein in it.
And that's a really good one, especially for veggies. I love that one. And my kids don't, nobody knows the difference.
Yeah. And you could even mix it with a little bit of plain Greek yogurt, just get it the consistency that you want. But that's a great way to get your kids to eat veggies because they love to dip stuff.
Yeah. Right? We do like the homemade like ranch and then you just have chopped up. So if you do some prep work, on Sunday, you can make that what do they call it? Cowboy caviar. Cowboy caviar, some salsa, chop up some vegetables that your kids will dip, and then you got a homemade ranch or whatever they like to dip it in. Yeah. Or cut up some vegetables or fruit. Like my daughter loves apples too, and then one of my other daughters loves apples and she loves to dip in apples. So all great choices.
I will have a lot of times I'll have my groceries delivered on Sunday morning, and then I will just prep. Come home from church, and then I'm just prepping the afternoon. And it's typically like kind of the central location. The kids are in and out and whatever.
So that's a hack. I just learned this hack about a month ago, and my wife ordered groceries from whatever it's called, Uber Eats or whatever you order them through.
Yeah.
And she ordered them like, seriously, you're ordering groceries? And she goes, well, your sister, she's talking about my sister, she goes, she tells me that she doesn't go to the grocery store very often ever. And she just puts in her stuff she wants. They deliver it. And this is what happens. She spends way less money.
Yep.
And she stays out of the middle aisles buying all the crappy food.
Yes.
So she's like, oh, I need this and this and this and this for meals. And then so you end up saving, even though they're delivering it, you end up saving a lot of money. And you end up also just not reaching for those compulsive
Yeah. Well,
buys.
if you have the Walmart premium membership, whatever, then anything over
I didn't know that's a thing.
over $35, it's free. But Instacart is typically and so a lot of my clients that travel that for work, they'll go to the hotel, they'll hop on Instacart and they'll order their groceries, have it delivered to the hotel and put it in the little fridge.
All right.
And so
I learned something new. I'm taking my phone out because I'm going to go download Instacart right now. Because I usually go sit in the Heights here. And so they have these little suites.
Yeah.
So I have a full like kitchen in there,
yeah.
but I never use it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So Instacart is awesome. And they have deals that'll pop up and I love it because they know all the local, you can find the local fresh stuff. So even like when I go out of town, I'm headed to Nashville in 6 weeks. I already know that I'll be Instacarting to my hotel because it's just easier. And it takes away the excuses. I think we're all kind of full of excuses.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that when it comes to snacking, that's like, I can eat a good meal and I'll eat a good lunch or, whatever, but the snack is where the slip happens.
Yeah.
Whether it's because you're craving something sweet or you need the convenience thing. Talk about hummus.
It's great.
Is it allowed?
Absolutely.
You know what hummus is?
With chickpeas, right?
Yeah, the garbanzo beans. They're just smashed up garbanzo beans.
Because I do.
We call it chickpea. It's the same thing, right? Chickpea is just different.
You can make your own and it's actually super easy to make.
So you just get a can of garbanzo beans and just smash them up?
Yes.
Or put it in a blender?
Yeah, blend it. Yeah. But hummus is another great dip. And you can season it different ways.
That's my wife's favorite one.
And it's really great.
Loves the hummus.
Yeah.
Because I will eat celery if I can dip it into something.
Yep.
Maybe like the pita. Pita is a better choice than chips,
Yeah.
Right.
And most people like to dip pita in hummus.
Yeah. So your veggies. And I would say again, it's a snack, whether it's a meal or a snack, if you're leading with protein, hummus has protein in it, then it's going to help to fill you up and it's going to feel like a meal. And that's where we get ourselves into trouble is if we snack on carbs because blood sugar rises.
It just keeps.
And tanks. And then we get hungry again. And then we're reaching for the wrong things. And so if you'll add protein to every meal and snack, like it's just a non-negotiable for me. Like I just know that if I'm going to, like one of my favorite treats, and a lot of people don't think it's a treat probably, is actually prunes. And if they're not dried out and they're like kind of gooey and mushy, like it literally is like caramel. And
are you old enough to eat prunes?
Yes.
I thought you had to be over 80 to eat prunes.
Yeah, I love prunes. And they're excellent for going into a meal, like a pre-snack before a meal. Oh. So good at preventing that elevation of blood sugar.
And whenever you reach for fruit that is the darker red or purple the fruit, the higher the content of resveratrol.
Well, what does resveratrol? I've never even heard that word.
Oh, really?
What is it?
It's a major antioxidant. I mean, it is, we could do a whole episode on resveratrol and to be honest, but look at your fruits and stuff, like grapes and stuff. Honestly, the purple grapes and the dark purple grapes are even better for you than the green grapes, know? And so that's why whenever you're going to do a salad or vegetables, it's always, the colors mean something.
Right.
The red means, that it has.
Well, beets, which I have childhood trauma. Around
so make it, the more colorful it is, the more you're getting, like the more different nutrition you're getting. Huh. So you want a colorful
acai bowls. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Acai is,
They are
goji.
I really like an acai bowl. Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot. I mean, heck, we're in Utah. They've made how many MLMs out of deep, dark red fruit with like goji, noni, acai.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there's something to that too. I mean, you get a lot of nutrition from that, but.
Talk about protein balls.
So they can be a great hack, but they are pretty high in calories. So you just have to be really careful how you make them. So I actually prefer to make my protein balls with the PB Fit powder. So I'm not
Okay.
because one protein ball sometimes can be like 400 calories.
Oh.
That's like legit a meal, right?
Right.
And some of your protein bars too, like some of them you're pushing 300, 350 calories in a bar. So that's like a meal replacement. And so just be careful with like how many ingredients you're putting in your protein balls.
Or maybe the size of it.
And for sure the size of it. Yeah. But those are a great option.
Okay, last thing. Talk about the Ninja Creamy.
I've been eating those lately. So
Do you know what that is?
No.
you don't?
No.
Poor Dr. Watts.
It's a good thing that you're here.
Right?
We are about to change your life. Yep. When's your birthday?
In May. I already passed.
I've passed. Okay.
Gemini, if you haven't noticed.
We should have known.
Yeah. So Ninja Creamy is a great little hack. And I've made them a combination of ways. So if I'm on prep, I will actually use my base as egg whites. And then I'll do egg whites for the liquid. And then it's just like mixing a protein shake. So do a scoop of protein.
So like
mix it up.
it'll make an ice cream. It makes it taste like ice cream.
Really?
It's a little quart container. And so you mix that up just like I mixed up my shake here. Now I would put that in the freezer. And once it freezes, you pull it out, put like a little layer of your milk of choice on top, and then put it in the machine and it mixes it up. And it's like a creamy ice cream.
Like to make a shake or like make a malt, but like ice cream, but
it's
like soft serve ice
So you
cream.
can have to send that to me because I have, well, all the women in my house have a
Ice
sweet
cream
tooth for
addiction?
ice cream.
No, the
Ice
women in
cream.
your house would love it because then you can
Yeah.
make mix-ins and
Yeah, I do mix-ins, but you got to have a good protein base. So that's where I'm actually loving the Proto right now. They have so many different flavors. But Just Ingredients Clean Simple Eats as the base for the protein is awesome. But it's so easy. So we just have like 6 different flavors at a time, frozen. And it takes about 8 hours to freeze it. But the Ninja Creamy is great. And then you can mix in fresh fruit. You can throw in some chia seeds. I like to actually do, sometimes I'll do the chocolate base and I'll do a drop of peppermint oil. And it's like a mint chocolate ice cream. And then if you do the cacao nibs in it, it's kind of like adding some, chocolate to it.
chip.
But it's just a healthier option.
So you ready for my hack?
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of these ones, but I got one. So my youngest, my picky one, that wants pancakes, right?
Yeah.
There's one thing I could get her to drink in the morning, and this was our shake hack, and it tastes absolutely divine. So milk, and then a handful, or actually
into the blender.
what we do in a blender, you put ice in there, and then grab like a handful of like baby spinach, put some chia seed in there, like a tablespoon of peanut butter, protein, a scoop of protein, and then we'd put like a handful of like blueberries, and then blend that sucker up, and it she loves it. Like that's something she will drink, and tastes really good. It actually tastes like a really good smoothie.
Yeah.
And I mean that's a really good one. I love that one too.
I mean, I guess I've never really done the chia seed thing, but I guess it's pretty legit, right? Because it's got so many
You want the fiber.
fiber.
I'm sorry, not chia seed. I'm sorry. You had said chia seed about 30 seconds ago. Flaxseed.
Oh, flax. Yeah.
You're just adding the omegas in there, and so
Yeah.
we put flaxseed. So you're getting
flax
omegas.
has the omega.
You're getting omegas from flaxseed. You're getting all that great nutrition from the blueberries. You got spinach in there. You got peanut butter, and then you have blueberries protein.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like there's a whole lot like that would make it taste really good, but
That sounds
tastes
delicious,
really good.
actually.
And so then you can even here we go, good, better, best, right? So, and this was back when we were still thinking that almond milk was healthy for you, which now, just so you know, it is not healthy for you in any way, shape, or form. The only healthy milk on the market is, I'm going to say it is 100% whole milk. But
I'll have you know, I bought some whole milk after we talked.
But what I do is you could put like chocolate protein in there and then put some milk, or back then we would do like chocolate almond milk, and it tastes like this awesome. And there's like a handful of baby spinach in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't taste it at all. It just tastes like a kind of a little bit of a hint of blueberry, but mostly just a peanut butter chocolate shake is what it tastes like.
So I'll tell you what I would do with that. So I love popsicles, and I have some unhealthy favorites. So what I did was bought silicone molds on Amazon for popsicles. And then I would make a protein shake just like that. And then pour it into the popsicle mold and then eat it as a popsicle, which makes me happier than drinking. I'm not as good at drinking as I really, because it's more of a snack, more of a snack.
And that is a great snack because a lot of times these protein shakes, they can get pretty loaded with calories too. Right. Like you can be pushing 400 and 500 calories.
Yeah, that wasn't a snack. What I just said wasn't a snack.
Yeah.
That was breakfast.
Meal replacement.
No, that was like her entire breakfast. Right. It was right there.
Yeah. So you do have to watch portions in everything. And I think that's where we kind of get into trouble is snacking because the snacks add up, you know? And so truly, if you're depending on what your goals are, is if you're trying to lose weight, it really is calories in versus calories out. Like that's it's just a math equation. And so if the scale is not shifting in the right direction, you probably you need to increase your protein and you need to just control your portions. Try to get less calories in and the scale is going to move for you.
But you also have to understand too that with the calories in, calories out, not all calories are created equal.
Yep.
So if you eat 3,000 calories of fast food versus 3,000 calories of whole food, your body processes it very different. And part of it is because like some of this food, well, we already know you get a McDonald's hamburger. Have you seen it where they poured molten iron? Have you seen that video?
No.
They get these burgers out and they're pouring like molten metal on it and it just falls off of the burger. Like it's not even burning. It's the craziest thing, but you've seen the burgers, right? They're 15 years later and they're pulling it out and it's still intact and it hasn't molded.
I have seen that.
So what happens is it's so filled with preservatives that your body doesn't even recognize it as food.
Right.
So if I eat like an apple, my body will recognize it. It'll break it down. It'll process all the different vitamins, minerals, cofactors, enzyme, everything in there. It's going to use and break it up a certain way. You eat a McDonald's cheeseburger, your body doesn't recognize it as food. And when it doesn't recognize it as food, it just stores it as a protection mechanism. It stores it as fat.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's how I ate my whole 5-pound bag of chocolate covered cinnamon bears, you guys, because there was no nutrients in that.
Hey, I'm gonna give you that. That was my favorite. Those are my favorite.
That was a strong example.
But 3,000 calories of whole nutritious food. That's a lot of food versus 3,000 calories of the fast food.
Yeah. But your body totally breaks it down different. And it does affect your body differently too.
And I think that when you get a little bit older, I think the thing that is interesting to me and some of the things that motivates my choices is that the way that I feel when I wake up. And when you wake up and you feel kind of sick and your fingers and your joints feel kind of sore, you get out of bed, your knees kind of hurt. This is how you know that you haven't fed your body appropriately. And so it's something to listen to. It's something to really, because I'll know because I love like a cold cereal late at night or whatever. I feel terrible in the morning. Anything like that. And so I think that one of the shifts that can happen here is to start really taking the time to feel how your body feels after you eat something. Not necessarily before, because a lot of it, we've already talked about that there's some emotional motivation, even if it's not hungry. Ask yourself, how do I feel right now after I've eaten? And even if it's psychological, like, oh my gosh, I feel so proud of myself, or I have to lie on my food journal. These feelings are good indicators. And if we want to feel good, we just have to make those little shifts, right? And I think that you have a day that you're like, screw this, I'm getting the donut, and then how did that feel? How did that feel to me emotionally? How did that feel physically? Yeah, I don't know.
And that awareness is what creates change, truly. And I think so often, like that's what we have avoided for a long time is the pause to feel.
Yeah.
And it's in the pause that you have that moment for reflection, and that's where the lesson is. And so I try to tell people all the time, you're never failing, you're always learning. And so at the end of every day, if you can just kind of evaluate the choices and how the day went and what worked and what didn't, and then you wake up the next day and
And if you did great until 3 p.m., like be proud of yourself.
Own your wins.
For doing great until 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if at 4 p.m. you got bad news and you plummeted, like acknowledge, well, I got that bad news. Yeah, you know, whatever it is. But I think that honor every part of that journey. And Chelsie has said that to me so many times. And we can be really hard on ourselves and have that all or nothing mentality. But hopefully, you know, if you didn't have a chance to kind of jot down the things that we mentioned, we're going to have that in the show notes. You'll be able to just kind of grab it, screenshot it, and we'll share it. And maybe just some of these small shifts as you kind of take that into your life, as you start to share that with your friends, with the people that you share the household with. You'd be surprised. You make yourself a snack, everyone joins in, you know, and that's how you can make some of these little changes. And people start to be like, oh, yeah, that was cottage cheese dip. You know, it's kind of surprising. And that's where you start to make some of those little changes that lead to big changes. So, Chelsie, thank you for being here and for all of your wisdom. And Dr. Vohn, thank you for, you know, the smoothie recipes. For what was the word that you said again of the super dark fruit?
Resveratrol.
We're going to be back with a podcast about resveratrol very soon. So I hope that you'll join us, and
There's
we'll
some
see.
anti-aging effects in there, just so you know.
Okay, well, now we really need to know. Big deep dive coming soon. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Dr. Vohn Watts, chiropractor and founder of Foundational Wellness, shares his insights on how the body functions as a whole system, along with the principles he uses to help people get on the path to better health. Please remember, the information shared on this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended to replace medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Every person is unique, and your health decisions should always be made in consultation with a qualified healthcare professional who knows your individual circumstances. Neither Dr. Watts nor this podcast is responsible for any actions you choose to take based on the discussions in these episodes.